Good morning everyone. My name is Dr. Afnan and today we will be discussing about how to ace in the listening section. As we have discussed already in part 1 about the general introduction of the listening test, now we shall further continue on with the general tips. So the tip number 1 is you should practice daily so that you give the best shot on your exam day. This will make you understand where you lack and start working on your weaknesses. Whenever you are solving a question, always underline the key words before and after the blanks. Prepare to listen the exact word and its synonym so that you can understand the answer and mark it then and there. The key is to solve as many as listening tests as possible before the test day. Try different accents as well, American, British, or Australian, to see how you score in that scenario as well. Usually, while hearing the audio, you will be able to select a single answer for a question. However, sometimes you get confused with two words for a single blank. Then you read the question from the start till the end and see what fits in better, and then you place the answer. Some answers could be easily recognizable, however, there would be some answers that would be in their other forms, such as the synonyms. So keep an eye out for that as well. You should pay special attention for the singulars and the plurals. Placing the wrong answer would lead to deduction. For instance, you write house instead of houses. You write fish instead of fishes. You should pay special attention while mentioning the currency. If the sign dollar is already present, you just write 30 in front of the dollar. But if the question says mention a word / number, then you should write 30 pounds or $30. Also, always make sure that you read the question demands. Write one word or write one word and / a number. So whatever the question says, you should always answer according to the requirement. You are always provided with the headsets, no matter you are going for a written test or a computer-based test. However, in a rare chance, you might not get the headset and there are loudspeakers. So don't worry, that also works fine and you can score easily. That were the basic tips. Now let's move on to part 1. And here we can understand how we can solve the listening questions. Now, as soon as you are advised to turn on to section 1, at once open your test section and without hearing the recording further, you at once read the requirement of the question, write one word or a number or whatever it asks for, and then you start reading the questions from 1 to 5 or more if it's possible. Then at once come back to question number 1 and 2, and here you should have memorized the keywords so that you just get a jump start ahead. That will boost your confidence and will get you the right answers from 1 to 5. As soon as you are done with question number 1 to 5, then you should rapidly move on to question number 6 to 10 and mark all the key points and do the similar trick that we have just discussed. By key points, I mean the name, the time, the day, any specifications given. All of these are the key points and you should mark those. This will help you understand the answer. After solving the section 1, it says you have some time to look at the answers of the section 1. But you don't waste your time looking at the answers of section 1. Instead, you jump to the section 2 and start marking the key points of the section 2. This is how you again will get a jump start for the section number 2. You should follow the same trick for section number 3 and 4 as well. So moving on more to the details, when you're solving the MCQ questions, you have an option A, B, C and D. Since you have already mentioned the key points, now you are able to cross the wrong ones. So you are left with 1 or 2 options, and out of these 1 or 2 options you will be able to get the correct answer. While listening to the audio, the speaker might be a British or he might be an American. So they have a different way of saying the digits. For instance, Americans say 0 and British say O. So when they are about to speak a number, they might say 0900 555 121. Always remember, don't leave any answers blank. Since there is no negative marking, might as well solve all the questions. You should also be sound about the directions. What is north? What is south? What is the east and what is west? Where is northwest? Where is the southeast? And you should also know about the U-turn, adjacent buildings, top left, top right, around the corner while you are solving a map. Here you can appreciate an example. This is from Cambridge IELTS 17 Test 1. First is the part 1 where you can see it says one word and or a number. You have some time to hear the conversation. While the speaker is speaking about the introduction, you're supposed to read from question number 1 to 5 and mark all the key points. As you can see, for question number 1, I've already marked does not have dash on it. For number 2, no dash. For number 3, I already marked boxes for birds. Next task, to attract dash the place. For number 4, types of dash. For number 5, new dash. Since here the recording will be started, you should jump to question number 1 and 2, and here you should have memorized the key points so that you get a jump start and then you get the answers correct from 1 to 5. After solving question number 1 to 5, you should jump to question number 6 to 10 and mark all the key points, and you can see at question number 10 it says no camping. I have marked that, and then it says about pound dash. Once you're done with part 1, it says that you have some time to look at the answers of part 1, but don't waste your time here. At once move to part 2 and start marking all the key points where you can, and memorize question number 11 to 12 key points so that you get the first 2 answers right. And of course that will set the tone for question number 13 and 14 as well. In a similar fashion, mark all the key points from question number 15 to 20. Now come back to the question number 15 and 16 and memorize the answers, so again you have the advantage. Now as you move on to part 3, here the question becomes much harder, and from 21 to 26 you mark all the key points and then again come back to question number 21 and then memorize the key points so that you can get a jump start here as well. Solving these sort of questions could be tricky. So you see you have 4 answers and the questions given are 5. So you again mark the key points, and here you can see in option number A, B and E, Tim is speaking alone. In option number C, Diana is speaking alone herself. In option number D and F, they both are thinking about something. So this is important, and you also have to mark the keyword which is ahead of that. Now read the question number 27 to 30 where it says medical terminology, diet and nutrition, animal disease and wildlife medication. So now you match the answers hearing the audio, and there is a likely chance that you will get all the answers right. Moving on to the last part, this is the hardest of all. So you need to be vigilant enough to mark questions from 31 to question number 40. You mark all the key points and then go back to question number 31 and memorize the key points so that you can again get a jump start and then solve all the questions accordingly. Look for the synonyms, look for the catch points, and then answer the question as required. Alright, the last of the tips would be always check for the spellings. Always check the number or word requirement for the answers. Do not write the extra word. If it says write one word or a number, just follow that. Copy all the answers in an orderly fashion from question number 1 to 40. And remember, always stay attentive while you are hearing the audio so that you don't miss an answer. I hope this would be helpful for you. This is Dr. Fnan, and I will be making more videos regarding the reading, speaking, writing, and yet more videos about listening as well. Please do like my page and subscribe as well so that you stay updated with all the news of IELTS.